that was pretty quick, and I still, whoa, I still haven't got the right races here. He's playing Terran, he's playing Zerg. Okay. We're finally good to start. Look at that. So anyway, as I was saying, game number 2, a forfeit win for Sleepy Panda of Team Kessel. So we're into game number 3. This is a gold level game, the first gold set. And spawning down here in the lower right-hand position of GSL Atlantis spaceship, he's the purple Terran playing for Team Kessel. It's Falconpaunch. And spawning in the 12 o'clock position in the teal color, playing for Team Spinal Tap. His team's down 2-0. Can he help bring it back? It's the Zerg player iluvtoriamos. I apologize if I pronounce anybody's names wrong. By the way, you can PM me, find me anywhere, and let me know how to actually pronounce your name if I mess it up. My name's Maristematic, if you didn't know. I'm team captain for Team Composite of the CTL, and I guess that's really my affiliation with CTL, and I love casting for you guys. So again, this is game number 3 with Team Kessel up 2-0 after that forfeit win. Sorry about the little bit of a miss at the beginning. iluvtoriamos going to go very standard. He's going for a 15 hatchery. And we'll see about his transition out of this. As a gold level game, we'll start to see a little bit higher mechanics than we did in our first game. The bronze game really coming to target firing, and our Kessel player showed that he was a little bit superior to that than our Spinal Tap player. So the scout does get in and sees everything for Falconpaunch, and it looks like he's going to go for 1 Rax gasless expansion for himself, and his command center won't be too far behind his opponent's Nexus. So we'll be sitting on 2 bases to 2, and both players will be very happy with their macro-style game. Now, the first little bit of aggression will be the important point. We see a an early gas geyser from iluvtoriamos, and that tends to indicate pressure will be put on. If it comes via the Zerglings and quick Zergling speed, that's one thing. It could also be for a Roach Warren a little bit later on, but this is just something to keep an eye on with that early gas geyser. Now we see Falconpaunch is actually prioritizing. Okay, so he's finishing up his wall, getting his command center, and we'll see if he does the traditional follow-up, which is to get to 300 minerals and then throw down 2 more barracks. Or if we'll see a little bit quicker tech. There's the 2nd barracks, and the 3rd should follow shortly after here. Or maybe not. So we'll see what he wants to do. There's actually going to be a bunker thrown down on the low ground. He's a little bit wary of early pressure, it looks like. Although that's not entirely the case for my iluvtoriamos. Instead, getting a bunch of drones, he's getting out 2 queens, and 4 queen and 6 queen openings, becoming very popular in this matchup, as queens can literally defend against any early pressure from Terran ever. I'm a Terran player, if you couldn't tell. But iluvtoriamos just going to drone up right now. He has 200 gas right now, and he's throwing down that early Roach Warren, and this could be a very Lenakian style Roach Baneling bust, or it's just very defensive. It's really tough to tell with Zerg until they start making units exactly what they're doing. We see Falconpaunch going up to his 3rd gas guys, or his 3rd barracks. Wow, I'm a little lackluster today at talking, apparently. But there's 3 barracks for Falconpaunch. He's got his double gas up. He's got over 100 gas, so we'll see the factory right there. And everything looking very standard, very normal for both players so far. I like this Overlord positioning by iluvtoriamos. I'd love to see him spread out a couple more around the map. It looks like he's just kind of floating them around his base right now. But Overlords give you a lot of vision. If you look kind of at his vision right now, it's really narrow, and that's never very good as a Zerg player. You need to know when your opponent's moving out so you can start preparing. Or maybe he's just going to go for a Roach bust. So there's 8 Roaches out, Zergling speed's on the way, and it looks like he does want to put on a little bit of pressure as the Roaches head across the map. What does Falconpaunch have to defend? He's got 3 barracks. He's going up to 1 tech lab, and Marauders, of course, are a fantastic choice against that. Let's see, did he actually... Yes, he did use a scan to see that Roach Warren, and his immediate response is to throw down the double tech lab, and we should see a couple of Marauders out before these roaches get here. They're pretty slow without that roach speed. There's 32 Zerglings being made behind this, and iluvtoriamos going all in. If we look at the worker count, we should see, yes, the Terran in the lead by 6, so if he holds this off, he'll be in a fantastic position, but that's a pretty big if. Concussive Shell and Stimpack won't be done. Instead, he'll just have this small number of bio units. He needs to pull back here, and iluvtoriamos going to wait for the Zergling reinforcements. We see them streaming across the map. Speed will kick in a little bit after they arrive, so not the best timings, the most crisp timings, I should say, on this map, but they will be pretty good. He'll probably wait for that Zergling speed and then start to move in. There's no Baneling Nest, so these are just going to be slow Zerglings, and he's actually going to move in with a couple seconds left on that speed, and I think that might be a mistake, but still doing a lot of damage. He's tearing through these bio units, more Zergling reinforcements on the way. There's a bunker all that stands between him and his opponent's expansion, and he takes that down. He'll take the Marines down. Depot's being raised up in the main base for Falconpaunch, and he'll lift off his command center. All these SCVs going to be sacrificed to the Zergling Roach Force. 9 workers killed now, and the Zerg units moving up toward the main base. They'll start taking down the front depot. There's not very many units here to defend, and this looks like it's going to be it. iluvtoriamos getting in on top of his opponent's production, which is usually it for the Terran player. Now taking a lot of workers of his opponent, and now he's left with only workers. There's more Zergling reinforcements streaming across the map, as you can see, and this looks like it's going to be at 63 supply to 10, and iluvtoriamos will take the first game for Spinal Tap in this series. There's GG, and he leaves the game. So really well played by iluvtoriamos. Not the best scouted. Falconpaunch getting a little bit overzealous, I guess. He needs more bunkers. He needs more units down at his ramp. He got caught with these tech labs, and he's still teched behind that. He started throwing up starports. He could have used more barracks. He just needed more units at that point. His upgrades did finish kind of during the middle of that fight, but they weren't a whole lot of use to him. So that'll do it for game number 3. A 2-1 lead now for Team Kessel over Team Spinal Tap, and head into our platinum level game after a short break. You're watching CTL casted by Meristematic. Don't go anywhere.